Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lyle Ekdahl, Senior Vice President and General Manager, JD Edwards.
Hello. Hello. Happy Collaborate. It's like a holiday week, right? Happy Collaborate. How many of you in the audience, this is your first experience? Welcome. Newbies, new guys. Well, I will tell you, we have been on quite a journey together, and especially here with this opening circus that we call our JD Edwards Keynote. Over the years, we have pushed the bounds into the dangerous. We've actually shot projectiles at customers. We're not going to do that this year. We've had live animal acts on stage. We're not going to do that this year. We actually sort of peaked and crescendoed last year. How many of you were here last year for COLLABORATE17? Welcome back. Great. So you remember we had the Tonight Show theme with hashtags. We actually had a live band on stage. We pushed it over the top. We got in trouble. It turns out, these separator walls, they're not quite as thick as they look. And the band was really loud. So, first off, I think the community owes the other user groups a collective mea culpa. So, on the count of 3, I would like us all to say together, "We're sorry, COLLABORATE16." Okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We're sorry, COLLABORATE16. There, you're all absolved. So yes, it was a lot of fun, and it got us to talking about ways we could have fun and remember things without being, dangerous and also not being too loud. And we started talking about great memories, great moments, and first concerts came up for some reason. And so we started to poll the staff about great memories, and believe it or not, young Denise Grills went to Fleetwood Mac. That was her first concert, and it was a great memory for her. Barb Canham actually saw the Beatles for her first concert. That's a great memory, right? Pretty cool. Bob Monahan, he just this last year went to the reunion tour of the Eagles. Bob's a little buttoned down. He doesn't really go to many concerts. Anna Matthews, this explains a whole lot. And I think the Scorpions opened for him. So, and then finally, I think that is a picture of young Gary Gracehaber right there. Don't you? So this year we thought we'd come up with a safe and fun way to have a little fun, but also be a little quiet. So, what's your memory at concerts, right? You used to get out your lighter. Well, of course, that'd be a little dangerous in here. So we're going to be digital this year, and we're going to get out our digital lighters. And during key moments of the keynote, you'll hear music, or there'll be great content. My staff, if you don't know how to do this, my staff will signal to you. Ward and Denise are in front, and they will signal to you what to do. All right? So that's our little prop for this year. Oh, well. So let's move on. Let's move on this journey. We're going to do this journey really in 3 installments this year. The first one is really, again, about us together, the community, and it's really the overall state of JD Edwards with a really big announcement embedded in it. And then the next one will be a talk about digital technologies and the journey we're on towards becoming digital business and what we're doing about it within JD Edwards. And then finally, we want to end with an overall roadmap. Let's gaze into the future about future development and the things that we're bringing that might enhance your company's journey. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. There we go. You guys are getting it. Yeah, see, it was about 5 seconds long. That way we don't have to pay royalties. Yeah, the budget was a little tight this year. Sort of blew it last year. So anyway, we've been on this journey together. A big piece of this journey is obviously the Quest organization, who I have the greatest admiration for and gratitude to, and all of you for being part of it. Right? We've been doing this for 22 years together. There have been some bumpy times, but overall it's been a great, fantastic journey. We have over 55,000 members of Quest today that are active across the various products, including JD Edwards. We have strategic conferences, obviously Collaborate, and then in Focus we do as well, but we also meet on a regular basis in smaller groups around the country. And just realize that this is just a piece of the overall JD Edwards community. Although it's the largest user group, we have user groups all over the globe that we're working with. And one of the reasons that we work with you all is to make sure that we're shepherding the product into the future for your benefit. And when we became part of Oracle, we set out to put in place a set of policies and commitments to you as our community so that you would have the confidence in these products and our overall sustainability of the products as we look to the future. So really, I look at three main components of that commitment. The first one is something we call lifetime support, which has been with us since the beginning here at Oracle. And that's really our commitment to you to continue to support the policies with a given model. So for any major product that we put in the marketplace, we give you 5 years of premier support and then extend that by an additional 3 years, which is called extended support, giving you a total of 8 years of full support. So your patching, your technology refreshes, your leg-reg capabilities. And then, of course, you go into sustaining support, which says you have access to our support repositories and analysts and engineers for as long as you want to run that product. But that wasn't enough. In 2007, we actually came and strengthened that commitment through a commitment of Applications Unlimited. And what that says for JD Edwards customers like you is that Oracle will continue to enhance this product for as long as you want to run it. Okay? And that is a commitment that we have kept since 2007. And then we further augmented that commitment through something we call coexistent, because Oracle is always building new products, new cool things, technology as well as applications, and of course it's always buying things, right? So we want to rationalize that for this community and make sure that it's something that can enhance and augment your JD Edwards investment. Okay, so those are our commitments to you, and I believe we continue to keep those. Now this takes us to the notion of journey, because that's the foundation from which we're going to go on a journey together, and we've been on a journey together. There are many of our customers today that are on a journey to the latest EnterpriseOne release, and that's 9.2. Are you on that journey? How many of you? You bet. You bet. It's quite a few of you. It's a trending, what I refer to as a trending release. We've had over 2,400 downloads of release 9.2, and that's in a little less than 18 months. So clearly, a bunch of you you're either 9.2 committed or you're 9.2 curious, all right? And look, we've got customers that are live today on 9.2 across all of our verticals. So everybody from manufacturing and distributors to consumer product goods, engineering, construction, project-based companies, right? And even our asset-intensive customers. We've got customers that have gone live on 9.2, and they're finding that not only is it the highest quality release that we've ever delivered, it's delivering something that we refer to as continuous delivery. They're getting new features and enhancements all the time on that particular code line. So now let's just take a look at our entire community, which is represented here, right? And see where you sit, right, in the pantheon of releases as well as product lines of the JD Edwards family. What I will tell you is the vast majority, the majority release today is an EnterpriseOne release called 9.1. Okay? The trending release is 9.2. You see it's growing very quickly at this point. And then we have a series of what I would call minority releases that are pretty highly fragmented in terms of where the customer base sits. And that covers the rest of the EnterpriseOne releases, certainly 9 and before 9, and then the various world releases, sort of in that minority. Now here's what I find kind of interesting. Recently a survey was done across our installed base, and they asked a significant number, right, so statistically significant, how do you feel about upgrading? And this was the response. 46% of you said that you would consider yourself favorable to an upgrade in the next 12 to 24 months. Well, if you were going to do that in the next 12 to 24 months, what does this population look like in that period of time? Well, fast forwarding the clock, 9.2 then would be our vast majority release. In fact, the largest release in terms of customer participation that we've had in decades. Okay? So with that, we continue to listen to you. And here's some things that we've been culling from you over the last several years. Yeah, you're open to upgrade, but you want those upgrades to be very undisruptive. Okay? You want to be able to get to capabilities quicker, easier, and a more steady stream, and you want to get a stronger ROI for that. And the other thing is you want a commitment. You want a commitment that's going to give you not just support and enhancement, but a longer support time frame. So when you get there, you can take advantage of all the stuff that we've given you and really get that return. So going back to our commitment, we released World A94 and EnterpriseOne 9.2 in 2015, so roughly 2 years ago and then 18 months ago, respectively. Under the current model that we have in place, those products are fully supported in the marketplace 5+3, so World to 2023, EnterpriseOne to 2023. Now what I want to do is introduce to you a new model that we've added. We've augmented the capabilities inside of our lifetime support. We're actually going to add years to World. We're going to make it a 7+3 model release. And for EnterpriseOne 9.2, that release that is trending and going to become the majority, we are going to make it to 2028. So a full 10+3 from its general availability date. I think that deserves some lights. All right, so for those of you that really need to get your head around this, let me try a little deeper, okay? So this is the example on EnterpriseOne. The code line 9.2 was introduced in 2015. Since that period of time, we've, on a pretty steady basis, it's almost 2 to 3 times a year, we have been dropping code in the form of feature packs and updates against that code line to today, which is 2017. Okay? We're going to continue to do that. So in this model, the feature packs and updates are a critical component of the model. The other critical component of the model is while we've extended it 10+3 out to 2028, that's an at least date because we're going to review annually based on how much product we've put in the market and your behaviors if we need to extend that further. So I see that 2020 date as an at least date, right? Taking us well out into the future, all right? Now the next thing you might ask is, yes, 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 but how about another code line? Well, when it makes sense, based on fundamental changes in technology or packaging that needs to be done, we would introduce into the marketplace another major code line. We're not announcing that today. That is something that obviously we would signal into the marketplace as we readied for that date. But today we're so excited about the 9.2 release, what we have there in a platform and our continuous delivery model that we think that helps take us and project us well into the future. Now you might be asking, okay, Lyle, I'm on a minority release. I need a little time. I need a little insurance policy to get to that 9.2 release. How do I do that? Well, here's a great vehicle. So you might not know this, but Oracle actually offers through our advanced customer support a set of packages or offerings to those minority releases, both EnterpriseOne and World, what essentially is that premier support or that full support. And we do that on the release you're on. And it's called market-driven support. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you talk to your support representative about that as a bridge to get you from where you are today into the future, 9.2. Now, once you get to 9.2, you may be asking, okay, I know I want to take some of these new capabilities that you're putting in place. Some of those things are big new modules. Some of it is I just need to add more users because I'm expanding where I use ERP within my environment. And you want a low friction way, right, to acquire and consume JD Edwards. Well, we actually have a group of folks here at Oracle called Oracle Digital, and that's their sole function. So Matt Lee and his team here in North America, they actually have a kiosk here, and they actually have a session. You should go see it if you're looking for, again, that sort of that low friction, agile way to add more of the JD Edwards you want on 9.2. This group can help you out. So there's some recommended sessions along this journey. These are 3 of them. So staying up to date on JD Edwards, it's actually simple and it's natural. That's one of the sessions. Keeping up current with JD Edwards, leveraging new innovation is another one. And then finally, meeting the experts, our Oracle Digital team. These are great sessions to attend. And of course, there are many others.
I'm forever yours.
Yes. See, no one can complain this year. We're just having fun to ourselves, and you guys are getting pretty good at this. Okay, so faithfully delivering on JD Edwards. Yeah, as I said, we have delivered a lot against this 9.2 code line. We've established a pattern of delivering not just small features and functions, but big strategic things on 9.2. Whole new modules, things like project forecasting and outbound inventory management. We've augmented our suite of reporting with OneView financial reporting. We've given you ways to interact with devices and orchestrate back-end ERP process through the IoT and IoT orchestrator. And we've given you tools to actually reduce the amount of effort that it takes to manage the overall solution, things like the customization workbench, as well as giving you a way to augment in a low-code, no-code way to enhance, right, or personalize your experience through user-defined objects. All of this has been done in the last 18 months. But wait, there's more, right? We're adding new features and capabilities almost weekly to this product. And you might ask, well, geez, Lyle, are you going to go into every one of these in detail? Absolutely not. Because what you'll see is there are over 160 of these new capabilities that we have been adding to JD Edwards EnterpriseOne 9.2 and that we will continue to add. Again, a great way to get access to that is go to the newly redesigned www.learnjde.com. Newly designed, you're going to love it. Search paradigm, very easy to deal with and work with. Go see the product catalog, or obviously go to my Oracle support. So why are we doing this? Well, because we believe it's consistent with the journey that we're on towards becoming digital business. This is a new delivery model. This is the way software is working in our times. So you might be sitting there, okay, I hear digital all the time. What are you really talking about? Well, let me start by telling you what I'm not talking about. I visit a lot of customers, okay? And it's a fun event, right? But I always go into where the people are using JD Edwards, and I see a lot of folks with big monitors, but they're covered in yellow sticky notes. This is not digital, all right? By its very nature, you're adding error and paper, which is friction to the process. You're not being agile. The next thing, if this is your mobile strategy, you are not digital. Okay? So at the end of the day, what is it? It is that paper-based process that adds friction, adds error, too much human intervention into the equation, right? That's not digital. What is digital? Well, it is the pervasive use of digital technologies, of course, and they are location and device independent. But more importantly, it's a fundamental change in our business processes. What we do, and in some cases, right, how we do it and what we eventually deliver as a corporation. What outcome are we giving to our customers? That's what it's really about. So it is connected. It is about putting together a digital mesh across the entire value chain. So not just your power users, but all your employees, as well as all your customers and all your partners. It's digitizing the process. It's about collecting more data. Why? Because data can then be used to inform us to make better decisions so that we can be more agile on a daily basis. We're exception processing now instead of processing everything manually. And at the end of the day, for many of you, it's about digitizing your product, your service, your delivery. It's about digitizing your value chain so that you can compress time. You're going from business that was transacted in quarters, months, weeks, down to minutes. And that's digital business. Now, we believe that there are a bunch of technical components that support being a digital business. I'm not going to go through every one of these today, but you'll see that the JD Edwards team, my development team, has been actively pursuing each and every one of these because we think it adds value to your business. Certainly social, mobile, analytics, cloud, or what I call SMAC, talking a little smack here, those are key to many of you, our customers. And so we're pursuing those. We're pursuing very lightweight APIs, so our system is very easy to interoperate from system to system and system to device. And ultimately, we're looking at providing an experience across this digital interaction right? That is one that is compelling and as lightweight as possible. Okay, so today what we're going to do through a set of demonstrations and a little talk from one of our customers is we're going to walk you through a few of these. We're going to walk you through certainly UX. We're going to walk you through cloud and mobile. So with that, if you're paying attention, back in November, we released the first set of a completely remade user interaction paradigm for EnterpriseOne, and we call it UX1. And to walk us through that is our Vice President of Product Management, Mr. Bob Monahan. Bob, you want to tell us about UX1?
Thanks, Lyle. So UX1, not a product, it's a brand name. It's basically composing a number of different areas of enhancements. So I'm going to walk through a couple of those this morning with you. The first is pre-built, role-specific landing pages. We've delivered about 50 of these available today for you. Based on a paradigm of alert, analyze, and act. And I'm going to walk you through a video, 2-minute video, showing you an example with we're going to use a maintenance manager, their landing page role. And the key I want you to focus on, if you're using this and you're in the maintenance manager role, it's really telling you from the alert, what do you need to know in your job? Real-time analysis and information, and the ability to quickly act on that information. So let's take a look at the video.
UX1 provides role-based landing pages that improve the user experience of JD Edwards EnterpriseOne significantly. Maintenance managers will now be alerted to conditions that need their immediate attention. He will no longer need to open applications or run reports to understand what needs immediate attention. The alerts give the maintenance manager the ability to go directly to the application. As you can see here, Cafe One has been utilized to get more information without the need for additional navigation. The Maintenance Manager UX1 page includes analytics that enable him to immediately see if there's a problem brewing. The Maintenance Manager can also navigate to their most used applications with the springboard. Let's look at the new Staff Utilization application. This chart shows the crew and resource availability and utilization in an easy-to-consume format. While on the staff utilization chart, you can click on an overutilized marker or a scheduled marker to view the work order associated with the schedule. With the springboard, you can navigate smoothly between the applications without having to exit the application and go back to the landing page. UX1 will help maintenance managers be more productive and provide information in new ways.
All of these landing pages are completely personalizable. So you can go in, take what we've delivered, and then set it up with the business data that you need to really help you run your business. Okay, next. That was landing pages, and people then came and said, okay, what can you do the next level down at the application level? How can you help me personalize that, right? We have header information. Sometimes people will say, well, maybe there's too many fields up there. I don't need all those for my business. Or maybe there's a field down here and I want to move it up here, the position of the field. Or, you know, Bob, you call it ABC, and in our business we use completely different terminology. We call it DEF. Can you help me personalize the forms to meet my business needs?
Here's the item branch form that I want to personalize to meet my needs. The information that I want to see is spread across 3 tabs. With form personalization, I can personalize my form to display only the information that I care about and place it all on a single tab. It is really quite simple. I begin by clicking the Personal Form button to open the Personal Forms Manager. Now I want to make room to begin personalizing my form. Since I want all of my information on a single tab, I begin by deleting the Lot Processing tab because I don't want to see any of that information on my personal form. Next, I select the Additional Info tab, where I see that there is a complete section that I want to add to my personal form. I want to add this section with the item price group to my form, so I will move it here to a staging area. I don't like the name Item Price Group, so I can change the name on the field to Purchase Catalog. I can then delete the rest of the information on the Additional Info tab. Now I can move the section that I took from the Additional Info tab to my personal form. I also don't want to see this section that contains taxable information. I can delete it too and finish configuring my form. I can then click the Save button and go through the naming process and end up with a form that looks like this. A form with a single tab containing only the information that I want to see. I can now use my personalized form as part of a composed page. For example, I have a page composed of my personalized form and open orders. Now when I inquire on a purchase order, my personalized form and the open orders form are in sync. I can use my personalized form with a grid view as you see here, and also with a list view. The list view stays in sync with my personalized form also. Form personalization, enabling you to make your forms personal.
Oh, good. Just as a reminder, when Lyle showed, we have the bulk of our customers on 9.1. Remember what we did on 9.1, right? We had Cafe 1 where you could do composite application personalization. You had the grid personalization, what columns you want in the grid, the order you want. Did you also catch at the end of that video the new grid format that we have called list view? So instead of having grids this way, we can now stack grids this way, so stack. So that's an optional capability you have with 9.2 as well. So personalization at the landing page, personalization at forms. But wait, we're not done yet. What about searching? So we have great search capability within JD Edwards today. And you can go into an application and we have what we call query by example, and there's advanced query capability. But what if the information you're looking for happens to cross multiple applications or multiple tables? Or what if you have new users come in, they don't know where to go to find the information? Wouldn't it be great to have like a Google kind of enterprise search where you could set up what are the tables I want to search across, maybe by role, and then allow people to go in and easily find the information they need in one simple search. So in this example, think of a use case where I have a product recall. Where is that part used in my organization? How am I going to find that?
Let me show you how it works. I'll type lubricant in the new search field. Then I'll select the item use search group from the drop-down, since that is what I'm looking for. I have several suppliers that ship us lubricant. This is the supplier's item number for the recall. I'm looking for item 2021. The results show that it is an item in my business, but it's not an asset or associated with my equipment. Next, I can see where I'm using the item. I have some unshipped sales orders and open purchase orders that I'll need to hold. It is included in some of our products, and it is currently needed on several active work orders. This information lets me know that I need to move quickly to make sure the contaminated lubricant is not used.
Very simple to use, easy to personalize and configure, cross-application enterprise.
got a light back
good.
there.
We got somebody. Waving, more. So we look at this and think of branding, UX1, and some of the components are in there, right? Out-of-the-box content, making it easy for the people to do their job with Alert, Analyze, Act. No code or very low code configuration and cross-application search. If I net it all out, really what it comes down to, it really comes down to giving you choice and control to run your business your way. That's really the end result.
Yeah, so Bob, it's clear to me that what we've done with UX1 is we're providing inline tools that are really going to help users make better decisions based on the wealth of data that resides inside of EnterpriseOne. We've also given them an experience that helps them adopt the solution broadly across all kinds of user communities that are potential out there for our business and in the business of our customers. And finally, again, it's this notion of low code, no code that allows people to extend and to personalize the overall solution, but still give them the opportunity to simplify what it takes to upgrade and reduce those barriers.
Absolutely. So let's look at another area of extending.
Yeah, so what are we doing in mobile?
So we've been working on mobile, as many of you know, for several years, and we have well over 80-some applications. But some of the recent things that we've done, you saw the watch list, the alerts that we have on the web page landing pages. Well, we've now taken those watch lists and we've enabled them in mobility, so you can have those watch lists on your mobile devices. We've also enabled more than 25 of our mobile applications with barcode scanning. and that number is growing. We've also taken advantage of some of the mapping capability you have on mobile devices with location services. So you have real-time access anywhere, anytime. Think about that with alerts and watch lists on your mobile device. Proximity, geolocation capability. We've enabled that with where are my customers, being able to see them in proximity to where I am right now on a map location. Or customer and equipment, show me my equipment relative, if I'm a service technician, relative to where I am right now today. Role-based features, purpose-built features in mobile applications, and of course enabling digital data capture to eliminate manual data entry.
Yeah, so Bob, it's clear to me then with what we've done in mobile overall is help bring JD Edwards to that point of process. We're leveraging native device capabilities such as the camera or the geolocation, right? So you can have context as well as pure digital input. And at the end of the day, we're helping you extend JD Edwards to a whole new broad set of users for your enterprise.
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that, what I thought we would do, based on what they've done with mobile, and frankly, based on what they've done in their journey, right, to improve outcomes for their customers, as well as outcomes for some of their employees in their service division, I would like to introduce you to a customer. So this is Johnston Equipment. This is Joachim Roeder from Johnston Equipment. He's the CTO, and he's going to walk you through how they've uniquely used JD Edwards choice and control to really improve overall outcomes for their business. Joachim, thanks.
Thanks, Lyle. Johnston Equipment, you probably have never heard about us, but you may be surprised when I tell you that we are the largest material handling equipment dealership in the world. We have 21 locations with 1,300 people, and we operate in Canada. So we are the leader in material handling equipment solution, but to bring it simply, if it's forklifts, it's us. So we have lines of business. But let me tell you quickly about our solution, eTech. When we centralized our dispatch from 13 to 2 locations, we realized very quickly that our technicians became isolated. They actually started taking service calls on their own. They cut out dispatch. Because when we had our local branch staff, they accumulated a lot of tribal knowledge about our customers, and that disappeared. So we had to bring that back and get the trust of our technicians and customers into a new integrated solution. And realized quickly that this can only be done with technology as the backbone to simplify and automate the interaction between the customer, the dispatcher, and the technician, and back. The service business that we're in is very simple. Any warehouse with forklifts needs them repaired from time to time. And the customer would take the mobile app to place the service call. Go up to the truck, scan it. The dispatcher reviews that and passes it on to the technician, who then accepts or rejects the call. And that gets fed back to the customer and the dispatcher. And when he's done with the repair, he will use another mobile app on the iPad with AIS to complete the work order, generate a PDF, get that signed, and that in turn generates the invoice. But to illustrate that a bit better, I created a 2-minute video that should be shown here. So the customer walks up to the truck with our mobile app, scans a barcode. So that app is on the App Store and available to our customers. He then adds vital information. Through business services, this creates a case back in JDE and tells the customer it's taken care of. The dispatcher on his E1 page has a watch list where you see that there is a request. He then reviews that and selects the most qualified, available, and preferred technician through the suggestion of JDE. And here you can actually see live traffic with the live location of the technician. The technician on his app signs in, reviews the work, the location he's at, in relation to the customer, says, yeah, I'll do that job, gets in his van and drives to the site. And now when he's on site and has completed the repair, he's using the AIS mobile app on his iPad to post his time and parts. That's taken out of inventory right away. It has the pricing of the customer there, so it's directly connected. He creates a checklist, and then in the end, closes the work order right there on site, which then generates the PDF that's sent to him by email. He's now chasing down the warehouse manager for his signature on the iPad, signs that form himself, and then in the back office, our AR, they have that document that was just created back in the repository, and here we're using CafeOne to bring back that document with the signature to be emailed, etc. So that's just a snippet of the eTech at Johnston equipment. So we utilized E1 technology to simplify the interaction between the customer, the dispatcher, and the technician. We automated that. And we used all these moving pieces. And in the end, I encourage you to explore the E1 technologies and see where in your business you can actually go in the areas we haven't thought of before to be the leader in your area. So our session on Wednesday is at 1:30, so if you want to learn more about it, come and visit us there. I'm Joachim Röder, I'm the CTO of Johnston Equipment. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Joachim.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, let's give him some lights. I mean, he's created a great digital story. So thank you for that. Fantastic use of the products. Okay, so we've covered UX, we've covered mobile. I said we would talk about cloud real quickly. Our view of the cloud, the JD Edwards overall cloud strategy, really turns back to you folks, right? It's about helping you with a set of technical capabilities to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for, right? You exercising your choice, your control, whether that's on-premise, through hybrid, or in a complete cloud migration strategy. We look at the cloud in 3 distinct layers. Infrastructure, right? That's there to help you optimize your deployment of JD Edwards and reduce costs associated with sort of day-to-day underlying technologies. We look at an ever-growing category of platform as a service components as a way to naturally extend JD Edwards to new areas. And then finally, we look at best-of-breed SaaS applications as a great way to coexist or complement your overall JD Edwards platform and overall JD Edwards solution. All of this headed towards becoming a digital business. So if you've been paying attention, we recently announced the availability of a brand new way to provision EnterpriseOne in Oracle's public cloud, and we refer to that as one-click provisioning. It's available today. You should go out and check it out. But here to tell us more about it is our Vice President of Product Strategy, Mr. Gary Gracehaber. Gary.
Okay. Thank you, Lyle. Yeah, I think we all know the benefits of cloud computing. You know, they're well documented. We've been talking about it for years. I'm sure you're looking at that in your organizations, and our partners offer extensive solutions for choice and control. And you know, a couple of the key benefits are rapid provisioning of the software, and then the ability to scale up and scale down the system. That's what one-click provisioning does for JD Edwards. We're leveraging the Oracle Cloud. We added a great user interface, easy-to-use interface, to literally within hours get JD Edwards up and running. IT really doesn't have the resources, as far as we know, to spend weeks doing this task. It's something that should just be almost immediate. So let's take a look at a video that we created around one-click provisioning.
Let's see how easy it is to set up EnterpriseOne with JD Edwards one-click provisioning. Start from the Oracle Cloud Marketplace and look for the JD Edwards one-click provisioning image. Provision the image by doing a Get App from Marketplace. This gets you to the JD Edwards one-click provisioning user interface. This interface provides you 3 simple steps to set up your EnterpriseOne environment. Configure, orchestrate, and deploy. Provide necessary inputs on the configure screen, like cloud account username and password, and proceed to orchestrate. Use Quick Start to provision the basic JD Edwards environment. Provide a few inputs like database server name and path codes you need to install, which are necessary for provisioning. Do the same for the enterprise server, HTML server, and deployment server. That's it, and you are now ready for deployment. Go to the Deploy screen to start automated installation and wiring of EnterpriseOne components. Creating an orchestration plan takes less than 5 minutes, and the automated deployment process takes just a few hours. There you go. You are now ready to log into JD Edwards and start your work.
All I gotta say is wow on that, because if you've ever had the task of
Don's
installing
going
JD
like
Edwards,
this in front.
oh yeah, we have some flashlights here. Yeah.
If you're in operations, you should be going like this right now, okay, all right?
If you've ever had the task of installing JD Edwards, you know all the steps involved. You order the hardware, you make a plan for where you're going to put it, networking, system admin, you line up a bunch of resources, you know, a database person, maybe a Java person, a JD Edwards person. You go through all those series, and you know, maybe a few weeks later you have an up and running system. With this, literally within a few hours. You know, you answer a few questions up front, kind of like an online shopping experience, and then you hit the one-click provision button, come back in a few hours, and you have your system up and running.
Fantastic.
So,
thanks, Gary.
you know, great.
That's great. Okay, so with that, I mean, on the cloud section, it's clear to me that really what we're doing here is we're making the sort of mundane, some of the back-end, you know, more technical pieces of JD Edwards, automating that, right, so that we can create more efficiencies. And at the end of the day, that will help you also reduce your risk of technology obsolescence, if you think about it, because then it becomes the service provider, in this place Oracle's job, to keep that underlying technology refreshed for you. But I think the very important thing is it creates what I call headroom, right? It creates new capacity that you haven't really tapped into, because it gets rid of some of the manual and the mundane, and that allows you to focus on the business and innovation and becoming more agile. And so that's what we're headed for with that. So to wrap up this little journey around digital, at the end of the day, we talked a lot about technologies here, but hopefully you could see that it's not the individual strengths of any one of these technologies, and each and every one of you may deploy that whole array of technologies in different combinations. What's key is that it gives you an opportunity to do that for your business and step back and really reimagine how you're doing things and what you're doing. And that can be a very liberating experience for all of us. So if you want more information, we've got a lot of information here on the digital journey. A lot of sessions on UX1. This happens to be the main one, I believe. We have a lot of sessions on cloud. I think, again, this is the main one that shows you how we work at all 3 layers. And then finally, mobile as well. So go mobile with JD Edwards EnterpriseOne. And these are our recommended sessions for this week. With that.
Don't stop believing.
Yeah, some of you are getting a little tired of it. You're going like this. You see, the songs actually have a theme to them. I hope you're picking up on that. All right. So don't stop believing. This is our innovation journey. This is our walk through the roadmap. And we'll go back to this. My team interacts with the entire worldwide community on a regular basis. And you guys want lots of stuff. And that's good, right? You want ongoing enhancements. Okay? But what you're also telling us is you want faster access to those. Look, the business is not waiting anymore. The business doesn't say, well, I'll put that idea on hold for 3 years until there's a next, kind of major drop of code. No. They want it now. So you want more from us on a continuous basis, as well as you want a way to have choice and control of how you take that, how you deploy it, but also how you augment it. Right? How you personalize it, how you extend it in a set of low-code, no-code tools that'll help you get there in a short time, right? But not impede your ability to stay current. And that's what I hear when I sort of step back and look at this in the macro. So with that, over time, we have always come up with major investment themes. And right now, we're in a strategic cycle where these are our 4 themes. So we are dedicated to investing in back-end automation and simplification of what it takes to deploy and to run and to manage JD Edwards. That's really part of our cloud initiative. We look at that both for cloud platforms as well as if you're hybrid or on-premise, right? The ability to use those tools and utilities. We are doggedly focused still on user experience because we just believe that we can extend JD Edwards to every potential user community that you could think of, right? We want it to be compelling. We want it to be easy to use. We're continuing to focus on digital technologies because we think this can be the difference maker for you, right? It can be the way to gain strategic advantage. And finally, at the end of the day, we are an ERP system and we are investing in modernization of our ERP, classic ERP processes. Okay? That's where we're focused as a team. And as I said before, on this 9.2 code line, since we went GA with that, we have had 5 distinct feature packs or update releases that you see here. So again, roughly, every 2 to 3 kind of per year is roughly our cadence around these things. And again, it's everything from back-end ERP process automation to exposing JD Edwards through APIs. So composers and orchestrators are a big piece of it. But it's also brand new capabilities, right? So a lot going on in the world of revenue recognition. So we've been modernizing our overall revenue recognition engine within the solution. We talked a little about mobile. We're continuing to make the solution more mobile enhanced, right? We're definitely simplifying those back-end operations. Done a lot of things in UX. The UX One initiative has been huge for us. But again, more things in the ERP space as well. So order to cash. Got new things in order to cash across that process. New things in service management. New things within distribution and inventory. So again, good, healthy dose of ERP enhancement as well. And that is the pace that we've been on. Our commitment to you is that pace continues. Okay, so we have another feature pack that's getting ready to make it to the marketplace. It says coming soon here, and because of certain policies here at Oracle, I can't tell you exactly when that is, but I will tell you it's coming really, really soon. See the 2 reallys, that's for emphasis, okay? I'm going to go into detail on that in a moment, but also notice out here there already are things working through our define, design, and develop process. These are things that are in that process today. And again, things around basic technical capabilities that you have asked for. A push notification capability is one of mine that's favorite. Another one here. Talk about personalization. We're going to give you the ability to easily extend your data structures on the glass. So data extensibility. That's going to be huge for you guys. We're continuing to do things in the cloud in terms of being able to move workloads, interestingly enough, through using new capabilities such as container support, but also automating the lift and shift process. There's a lot going on in the lease management space, right? And overall lease accounting and the standards associated with that. So that's a big piece of work. There are big pieces of work such as helping you guys manage your joint ventures. Those are all things that we're currently working on through our process. And we will continue to do that and deliver these feature packs and updates, like I say, roughly 2 to 3 per year. Coming really, really soon is a huge feature pack with tons of capabilities. Again, extending more UX1 roles, providing a bunch in the way of orchestration to really simplify. Think of ERP process automation, ERP robotic process automation, so a lot of things using our orchestrator and our API suite to do that. A lot of things going on in the distribution space, again, through inventory. Project costing is getting a bunch of capabilities coming in this very soon release. Again, your back-end function, your ability to manage the solution through object usage, ability to assist with that and monitor it. So a lot of things coming. We've got mobile watch lists that are coming in this very soon to be release. And one of my favorites, just think if we could add a social backbone to JD Edwards and embed a social backbone inside of JD Edwards. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, I think we're doing that. We're doing that, and it's coming really, really soon, right, Gary? And this
Yeah.
really also talks about how we utilize cloud components. So, Gary, you want to walk us through what will be delivered soon in terms of social collaboration with JD Edwards?
On our Collaborate holiday here, we're all away from work, kind of having fun, socializing. This sounds like what we're doing here at Collaborate, right? Social collaboration. It's but unlike a lot of things, like losing all your bets on the basketball games, that you can't take home to your family, you can take this home. So I worked on that line for a while, so I guess that didn't
It kind of fell flat.
very well. But
Sorry, bud. I know it was great this morning in front of the mirror while you were shaving.
Exactly, yeah, or last night, yeah. But anyway, we all know Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn is a great way to communicate in real time, be agile, communicate with your peers and whatnot. This brings that power to ERP business processes. So it's an easy, real-time way to collaborate within the business process, specifically around documents. A lot of documents get put into JD Edwards, but they're not complete when they get put in. You need to collaborate on them. You need to refine them, finalize them, supplier contracts, etc. So that's what this does. We take advantage of a cloud component, the Oracle Experience Cloud, Content and Experience Cloud, and we build that into JD Edwards. So let's take a look.
We are very excited about the new JD Edwards integration with Content and Experience Cloud. Content and Experience Cloud is an enterprise-grade collaboration solution that provides secure cloud-based storage, anywhere, any device access, and flexible file sharing capabilities for collaboration, both inside and outside your organization. Here is a quick example of how it could be used within JD Edwards. Tanya from our AP department has received a new invoice from Capital Systems. She will create a voucher and then attach this invoice image to it. In the interest of time, for this demo, I have already created the voucher. She attaches the invoice image to the new voucher by clicking on the document icon and then dragging and dropping the document into the cloud folder. This invoice image is now attached to the JDE voucher and is stored in the cloud, so it can now be accessed from anywhere, through the web on a mobile device, or from within JD Edwards. From here, Tanya could easily start a contextual conversation regarding this invoice either internally or externally with her supplier. In fact, she can send an external link that gives direct access, where the supplier can even upload a revised version of the invoice if needed. Tanya can also collaborate internally for things like operational communications, to define processes, or to ask a question. It's as simple as clicking on the collaboration icon at the top of the page, starting a new conversation, or participating in an existing one. That is just the start of what you can do with Content and Experience Cloud for JD Edwards. Stop by the demo grounds and the team can answer your questions on the value and capabilities of the solution, as well as provide you with a more comprehensive demo.
So that is a digital business, right? It's
You can clap.
friction.
You can clap.
Yeah. Collaborating in real time, agile, efficiency your business processes. No, you didn't see any yellow sticky notes in that demo, right?
No.
So
Get
it's
rid of
all online, captured, searchable, and built into the new JD Edwards Attachments Manager. So come to the demo grounds to see that, as well as how it integrates to the content and collaboration.
But wait, Gary, don't you also run or responsible for JD Edwards Labs?
I do, yeah.
Are we
Thank you for
doing
that
something really
responsibility,
futuristic?
yeah. We are, yeah. So we're
He
we're
says.
continuing our incubation of new technology. So Lyle mentioned all that stuff coming soon, really soon. And then the next 4 releases on the 9.2 code line. We're also incubating a lot of other technologies in the lab. And we're looking at machine learning. I'm sure you've heard about these technologies, beacons. We're looking at that as maybe an IoT 2.0 type of a technology, combining that into there. Virtual assistant technologies are all the rage right now. And there's more of a techie one called cloud containers that can really dramatically change how you deploy JD Edwards into cloud computing architectures. But I think the one I'm most excited about is the virtual assistants. You combine that the ability to have an assistant there at your beck and call at any point in time with this back-end machine learning capabilities, and you really get into the future. You get into, Tony Stark, creating the next Iron Man suit, and he's sitting there working, and he's having this person helping him in the background.
So Gary, is there any way that they can actually see what we have in mind, or at least what we're experimenting with in terms of these lab assignments, especially the virtual assistants?
Definitely, yeah. We have a lab session this afternoon. It's called the Top Technology Trends. We have this demo in the demo grounds. So come to the demo grounds. We really want to get you all to come to the demo grounds, look at the latest stuff, because between the November release and the really coming soon release,
that really, really soon release?
Really, really soon release, there's a lot of really great things in the on the 9.2 code line. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Lyle. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Okay, so there are some recommended sessions that really dovetail nicely with this roadmap here. So these top technology trends for JD Edwards, really helping you innovate ahead of your competitors. We've got a whole session on that content and social cloud collaboration that's coming really, really soon, available out of the box. And then more on our citizen developer initiative. So helping you help yourself solve problems in a very non-intrusive way. And that's that session. So please do attend as many sessions as you can this week. What a great opportunity, obviously for networking, but also for great education you can take back to your business and be that change agent that you all want to be inside your businesses. So with that, let me tell you, I know you have a set of expectations, and frankly, you guys hold us to a high set of expectations, and that's good. And what we strive to do is move beyond your expectations and exceed your expectations. So yes, you can expect that there's continued innovation from JD Edwards. You're going to see new industry-level enhancements, new ERP-based enhancements alongside of these technology innovations, because we think they're so critical to your competitive advantage. You're going to see us do this in a continuous delivery model, because that's what being digital is about. You'll see us continue to strive to simplify JD Edwards, the back end, what it takes to deploy it, what it takes to manage it, and what it takes to use it. So simplify those overall processes. You do have our commitment that on that 9.2 code line, we are reviewing the support policy on an annual basis for augmentation. So we're out to at least 2028 right now. And such time as there's a big fundamental technology shift or a need based on market-based packaging where we need to fork a code line and create another new code line, we'll certainly do that, which will have its own associated support vehicles with it. So those are your expectations, and that's what we strive to deliver on and exceed. So with that, again, I want to thank you for coming today. I want to thank you for coming for the better part of this week. Again, I encourage you to attend as many sessions as you can. Obviously, reach out to your peers. Do a lot of great networking. This is Collaborate Week. It's a holiday week. So again, happy Collaborate. And with that, I'll leave you with this notion. What if JD Edwards were a band? I think you have the power with the tools that we're giving you to define your own journey. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great Collaborate.